Esther 9:23. So the Jews accepted the custom which had begun. We accept this custom, say the Jewish people, as Mordecai had written to them. Because Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the enemy of all the Jews, Haman, enemy of the Jews, had plotted against the Jews to annihilate them. Haman wanted to destroy the Jews, and had cast pur, that is, the lot, to consume them and destroy them. Haman cast pur to destroy the Jews. Esther 9:25. So it's like dice or making a bet, kind of. But when Esther came before the king, he commanded by letter, do this, that the wicked plot which Haman had devised against the Jews, Haman's plot against the Jews are sad, Haman's mad, should return on his own head. Haman's plot came back on his own head. Haman's evil plan against the Jews came back to him on his own head. Came back to haunt him. I didn't read this a second time. So the Jews accepted the custom which they had begun, as Mordecai had written to them, because Haman the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the enemy of all the Jews, had plotted against the Jews to annihilate them, and had cast pur, that is, the lot, to consume them and destroy them. But when Esther came before the king, he commanded by letter that this wicked plot which Haman devised against the Jews should return on his own head. Esther 9:23. And that he and his sons should be hanged on the gallows. Haman and his sons. The Jews established and imposed it upon themselves and their descendants. We will celebrate these days, and their descendants, sons and daughters of the Jews, we will celebrate. We will celebrate, and all who would join them. We'll celebrate with you. And that he and his sons should be hanged on the gallows. The Jews established and imposed it upon themselves and their descendants and all who would join them. Esther 9:26. So they called these days Purim, after the name Pur. I think that's how you pronounce it. Purim. The days were called Purim because of Pur, casting lots. Therefore, because of all the words of this letter, everything in the letter, what they had seen concerning this matter, what they had seen, and what had happened to them, so they called these days Purim, after the name Pur. Therefore, because of all the words of this letter, what they had seen concerning this matter, and what had happened to them, Esther 9:28, that these days of Purim should not fail to be observed among the Jews. We will definitely celebrate Purim, and that the memory of them should not perish among their descendants. The memory of Purim won't perish. I should draw. We won't forget. Then Queen Esther, the daughter of Abihail, with Mordecai the Jew, wrote with full authority. Queen Esther authorized the letter to confirm this second letter about Purim. Second letter about Purim is confirmed. These days of Purim should not fail to be observed among the Jews, and that the memory of them should not perish among their descendants. Then Queen Esther, the daughter of Abihail, with Mordecai the Jew, wrote with full authority to confirm this second letter about Purim. Let's finish this off. Esther 9:30. And Mordecai sent letters to all the Jews to the 127 provinces of the kingdom of Ahasuerus. Deliver the letters to all the Jews and to the king's 127 provinces, with words of peace and truth, goodwill, and assurance, to confirm these days of Purim at their appointed time, designated days of Purim, as Mordecai and Queen Esther had prescribed for them. These will be the established dates and times of Purim. Mordecai and Queen Esther. And Mordecai sent letters to all the Jews to the 127 provinces of the kingdom of Ahasuerus with words of peace and truth to confirm these days of Purim at their appointed time, as Mordecai and Queen Esther prescribed for them.